Alright, I am going to click my icon for Google Earth, and let's just see if we can take a tour. And I will specify that we're going to go, let's see, here's Google Earth doing its dramatic little focusing in on the Earth with borders for the country. Well, borders for various countries. That's indicating geoprocessing applied to satellite imagery. But let's go on up here now, and I'm going to put in R-O-M-E, Rome, Italy. Alright, and I'm going to click this, and let's see Google Earth fly us there. And here we are coming in on Rome. Now I can go farther down like this. We're going right into Rome, and let's see if we can recognize something in Rome, something that we can take a look at. Well, here we go, right in the middle of the screen. This is the Pantheon. This is a very famous building, a dome constructed by the Romans in the 1st century, the 2nd century. But what I really want to do is to get a street level view of that so that we can talk about it. And let's do that by clicking on one of these little camera symbols here. And watch what happens when we do that. You see, now we're going down to street level, and we're going to be able to do a 360-degree view. So if I turn this, it's as if I'm standing in this spot and I'm looking all the way around 360 degrees. Narrow little street there. And if I keep turning like this, there is the Pantheon. Now, can I get any closer to it with this view? I think I can. And I can also look up this way and see the top of it. And there's a very interesting story behind all of this. But it's a story not for our purposes right now. I actually teach a class, GPH 205, that gets into things like this architecture and art. Now, if we could find a camera symbol closer, we could actually see a little more of this, but I'm not really sure that we have that. So I'm going to exit this photo by clicking on this, and that's going to take us back to the overall view from the air. And now I'm going higher, and you see the symbol turns back into a camera, and here we have this view of the Pantheon from the top. And that actually is a hole in the top of the building. It's called the oculus, and it lets in sunlight. Well, you might say, what happens when it rains? Well, when it rains, it lets in rain. The Romans figured out how to build this freestanding dome almost 2,000 years ago, and the knowledge was lost for a long time, and more or less reinvented in the 1400s by Filippo Brunelleschi in building a dome for the cathedral in Florence, Italy. But that's more than we need to get into. So that's the tour that I wanted to do. There is the Tiber River flowing through Rome, and we can probably go over and see another landmark if we want to. Let's see, where would it be? Let's get a good view here of the city. And here is Vatican City. Right here. And there is, you might recognize that, that's St. Peter's Basilica. And here is this big square in front of St. Peter's Basilica. Now, if we wanted to see that, we could tune in to this camera. And Google has sent people all over the world taking pictures of these things at street level. Homing in here now, we're standing here, and we can turn this around, and there's St. Peter's Basilica. We can go closer to it. This is a very interesting monument. Notice the size of the people. This is as big as this little hand is. This white dot are people. This is huge. It looks as if it's got ordinary proportions to it, but it's absolutely huge as far as a building goes. All right, we want to go back home now. Here we are in Rome. I'm going to go back up here, and as I would like for you to do, fly back home. Chicago, Illinois, USA. And then let's click the Fly Me There button. And Google is going to fly us all the way home. This type of processing is very sophisticated, this human interface. And here we are back in Chicago. Now here we would like to find DePaul University. Let's see if Google can actually do that for us. DePaul University, Chicago, Illinois. And I think I spelled it correctly. Let's click that and let's see if it can take us right there. Alright, there it is, right in the center of the screen. And if I go down closer, like this, what are we looking at? Well, that's very interesting. What are we looking at? I can recognize something here. There's the Schmidt Academic Center. There's the Richardson Library. Here's the Quadrangle. Here's the University Hall dorm. And here are the two new science buildings, two McGaw buildings. And then we have over here the L and Fullerton Avenue. So I've come back home. And that's as much as we need to do for this video, this little tour. This is 6 minutes. It's even longer than you need to do. I just thought I'd make one of these with the iTouch also, just to show you that it's just a camera being held in front of the screen to record this. Nothing very sophisticated. And having wrapped up with this, I will just zoom back out using Google Earth, and now I get such a high view I can see the Great Lakes, but I still see the borders of the states. That's geoprocessing applied to satellite data. So if you like this video and you'd like to do this project, make one just like it using any kind of camera that you'd like. It doesn't have to be very fancy. And then place it up on YouTube, narrate your trip, and just send me the URL, and I will grade it on that basis. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.